Hello, welcome to the Daily Tarot and Astrology here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you so much for being here. I'm here 365 days of the year to take your political questions out of the chat. Just put your questions in the chat before I come on. 10% of my income before expenses. So the full 10% goes to Feeding America at feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks across the country. That is an ongoing thing. We have epic troll slayers who keep us safe. Thank you. And to everyone who's watching, you are a fantastic community. You make this a fantastic community. You're kind to each other. You've been so kind to me. Thank you. So, all right. And if you're watching this on replay, hello. You can down in the description box, all the questions are listed out. I timestamp as they go. All the live streams are timestamped. And you can pick and choose what you're interested in or watch it back on 1.25 speed, which I do a lot on YouTube. I do keep in mind that YouTube only considers a view if you watch for at least 30 seconds. Just letting you know. Okay. Hello, everybody. All right. So, I thought we'd do. We haven't done some soothing water, a soothing water overlay in a while, and I would use the other deck, but I don't know. I'm just being drawn to Old Faithful. Oh, look, there's the moon. Wrong deck. Okay. Hello, everybody. Boy, have we got questions. Some are frustrating. Some are sad. So I'm afraid we're going to start with this kind of sad one. I'm sorry. But you asked. I'm here. We're here to go through the news together. No one who does this is 100% accurate. That it's not how this works. But I read on the collective energy. This is a spiritual practice, and it's generally the consensus among readers is what's most likely to happen. But let me see. Let's just show you the nails. Today's nails. A little bit of glitter on these. It's kind of hard to see. And I thought these would be good because they almost look like little bubbles. And these are just plain. So, and the star of the show, the living sage stick himself. He is. Boo Boo Zen Kitty. Oh, look how happy he is. Just sunk. I put that bed over on top of that bed, and he's just sunk down in there, all cushioned and happy, and as it should be. He is. Valerie, you're right. He is the living sage stick himself. Okay. Cindy is saying, morning all, 41. I'm guessing that's an and? Yeah, the ampersand. I've done that so many times where you miss hitting the shift key, so you get a 7 instead of an ampersand. Yeah. I've done that a million times. So it's 41 where you are. Yeah, 41 here in Chicago. And anyway, all right. Thank you, everybody. Let's do some readings. At 3:35, well, we're like 3:40. More than 60 California liberal groups are calling on Feinstein to resign. Oh, no worries. No worries, Cindy. Awesome. Been there, done that. Yeah, more than 60 California liberal groups call on Feinstein to retire. She's had quite a good run. Quite a good run. She's done a lot to push forward equality and respect for women. Strength. 6 of Swords. King of Pentacles. Sun. 5 of Swords. People have asked, why hasn't she retired yet? What I've picked up, entertainment only YouTube. What I've picked up is her job is so deeply ingrained in her sense of self and value that giving it up is it would be like self-annihilation. Is that healthy? No. Do I understand it? Kind of, yeah. I don't have a retirement card here. She's done so much good, so much strength. The Republicans she stood up to a lot of men, but they're also being pretty awful. Sunny California. Insult to injury. Yeah. Yeah. Valerie Sargent says she can't stop fighting. Kay Rubio says Feinstein is my senator. She's been top-notch at all she's done. Absolutely. Absolutely. Kat Shepard says she's a strong woman. Yep. Kathy Ritchie, I agree. Bless her heart. And I'm not being sarcastic, or it's not a Southern bless her heart. No, this is sincere, but Dr. Nancy says identity is challenging. Divorce was hard for me. I'm sorry. Sorry, Dr. Nancy. It was for me too. Queen of Cups. She deserves all credit, all good energy, all gratitude, all. Devin Grant is saying her husband died last year, so she probably feels the need to have somebody to keep her busy. Bless. That might explain that giant death card right there. Ace of Cups, very sad. Page of Pentacles, Hermit. This is grieving. This is death and grieving. Does she have kids? Family helping, caring. But she's terrified of the silence at home. She's terrified of not being in the middle of things. And that was before I even knew about her husband. But if she goes back, I got insult to injury on the end for the last set of cards. I've got the on defense being attacked here. I still don't have a retirement card. I don't know what to tell you. But anyway. Yes, I agree. That was an excellent idea, Dr. Nancy. Make her, she could be a consultant. Yes. CC Ryder says, I was just literally typing the same thing. Consultant, help ease her into a new transition role. Yes. Let her be important, Dr. Nancy says. Yes. She has one child, Devin. Thank you. Oh, all right. But yeah, that's all I'm getting there. Devil. We all age. Do not make fun of old people, because you are going to be one if you are lucky. Oh, this is... I hope she's getting grief counseling. I really sincerely do. Because that's, in the center, that's not good. We respect her. But, and it's not like the Republicans are going to pick up that seat. It's time. Oh, sorry. That's more of my protein shake. Or protein shake, I wish. No, protein coffee. So, yeah, Sheila, or some people have a hard time with retirement. That's true. That's true. Absolutely. All right. Well, bless her. We'll make it through. Okay. Rhonda had a question. So at 11:30, Rhonda's question was, if they don't preserve access, basically the Supreme Court kicked the pill, the abortion pill issue back down to the lower court. Rhonda's asking, if they don't preserve access through the mail, can't women sue over for transporting Viagra through the mail also? That's funny. I like that. That's funny. It's never going to happen. What's going to go on with this pill? Hello, Edna May. Wait a minute. What's going to happen with this pill mess? Yeah, there are more side. You're Desert Dawn. You're right. There are more side effects with the stuff for men. This pill is remarkably. The pill we're talking about for women, this is remarkably safe. 7 of Cups. I was reading about it. Some delusions about women and Empress. World. Death. Page of Pentacles. Ace of Cups. I really like fashions and what have you from around 1910. The great big hats and the long silhouette. You'd probably recognize it as like Titanic era type stuff. But if you go back to from 1900 to 1914, there was a big shift in the silhouette of what women had with the corset changing. However, my gosh, the idealism of motherhood, this perfect white mother with a single white healthy baby, cuddled together on a rocking chair, or beautiful in a garden, in a garden behind the house, or what have you. This idyllic Caucasian, the caucasity of it all. It helped sell soap or whatever else they were pushing, but it also just reinforced this idea of women belong in the home. Women belong having beautiful little healthy babies, preferably white. And this is a delusion. This is delusion. And that's what this is. Oh, this perfect motherhood, and mother is so important, and oh, how could you possibly, and don't you feel ashamed, and all of this. It's like, are you kidding? Do you know how many lives this has saved? Do you know how many women this has saved? Do you know how many children have had seriously better lives because they didn't have as many siblings? This is just delusion, and it is going to have to get to a point where Republicans will finally back off of this when they realize they're just losing power left, right, and center. Oh, thank you, Desert Dawn. First of all, I don't understand this idea that, oh, I can make a decision for everybody under every circumstance. No. It's not often, but even murder is justified in some cases. Rarely, but still. Oh, one of my sisters is here. So it's only when Republicans realize that they're going to lose power and lose power and lose power that the people in charge are going to finally say to these people, stop. This is Lovers, 9 of Cups, 8 of Cups, 2 of Wands, King of Cups. Another very quick thing from history. People laugh about prohibition, and it was so stupid, and it never would have worked, and all of this kind of stuff. Where they were starting from is not as crazy as it sounds, and that's because it was a lot of women, not all, but there were a lot of women who were sick to death of domestic violence. Men got off work and went to the bars. Men came home at who knows what hour, Friday or Saturday night or whatever, and they were abusive to their families. And in Belgium, I know, I'm just bear with me. In Belgium, when I was like 3 or 4, my mother she had a bad cold or something. And because she lived there, even though she wasn't Belgian, she was getting basically, it was called milk money, basically, because she had 3 children. You know, my parents had 3 children, and my mom she had a really bad cold, and she said, hey, she said to my father, could you go down and pick that up for me? Because you had to go into a certain office and wait in line and then pick it up. Well, he waited in line and he got to the front and he said, you know, my wife she's ill, and you know, I'd like to pick that money up for her. They went through the roof. It's like everybody in the office turned on him. Absolutely not. How dare you? Because men would take their wages and go drink them. And this guaranteed that some money would actually get home to feed the kids. So prohibition was not as crazy as it sounded, but it was unworkable. And you can't stop everybody. And you can't. And this, you cannot make that decision for everybody. You cannot know every circumstance. And you're this Victorian Edwardian cult of white motherhood and perfect healthy babies. Well, that's great if that was always the case, but it's not. You don't know all the situations. It's unworkable. It's not going to stick. And Republicans are going to pay the price. People voting Democrat, as long as they're pushing this far right policy, communication, as long as it's all this biblical stuff, it's like, yeah, okay, you have your biblical stuff, but we have science where there is no, you have to get down to like 23 weeks before the spine even fuses to the head kind of thing. You can't get there from here. 6 weeks, garbage. We have science, we have evidence, we have experience. No, I'm going to push my delusion. Well, then you're going to start losing votes. People are going to vote Democrats. More young people are going to come out. And my understanding is every time they've actually put it on the ballot in a state, failed resoundingly. And if I hear one more pro-control person say, I don't even know anybody who isn't pro-life. It's like, you have created a bubble for yourself and you need to get out of it. Because you are not in a position to make that decision for everybody under every circumstance. So, all right, I'll move on to the next question and stop jibber-jabbering. All right. At 23 minutes in, Joan Rogers had a question. 23. Saturn is getting ready to square MTG battle axis sun sign. Any thoughts on the effect of that? Well, Saturn is controlling. It's about limits. Think of the beautiful rings around Saturn. Good fences make good neighbors. Father Time. These are things you think of when you think of Saturn. The boss has come by and wants to know what work you've done. And if you've done the work, boy, you're going to get rewarded. It's going to be really great. If you haven't done the work, things are not going to go well for you. That's Saturn in general. Now, a square is 90-degree angle, and a square, there are 90-degree angles on each side, between each side. And so 90 degrees when Saturn is 90 degrees away from when Saturn in the sky is 90 degrees away from your sun is your sense of self. And that 90 degrees, it's like a grinding. It's a kick in the pants. It's a, as Marjorie Orr said, it is the grit that creates the pearl. She doesn't strike me as the pearl type. Not in any sense. So things are going to get very uncomfortable for her. her sense of self is going to take a beating. And part of that is just because she is now more visible. Her actual views are more visible. I mean, you may think, no, she's always been out there. No, no, no. Now she's on committees. Now she has a podcast of her own. Now she's really out there, and they are starting to see this sadistic bully. And that is my feeling. It is my opinion. She is a sadist. She enjoys bullying and hurting others and humiliating other people. And she's just on this personal power trip. And she gets dopamine from hurting other people. Cat Shepherd, Saturn is, that's enough of that young lady or young man. Yeah. So that's what that is. So if Saturn's about to square her sun, as soon as it gets within, because your sun has a wider sphere of influence. Most, like, if you're going to get an aspect to a planet, it's usually like 5 degrees in either direction. The aspect will have an effect. With the sun and the moon, it's more like 10 degrees on either side. Although once you get up to like 9 and 10, it's much weaker. So the closer it gets to the actual square, the worse of a day she's going to have. Worse of a, well, it takes a couple of years for Saturn to go through a sign. So, yeah, her sense of self is gonna take a bit of a beating, and she will handle it badly. She will show who she is. It will be very uncomfortable for her. Now, if you ever get Saturn coming up to square your sun, remember this: if you've done the work, if you've got a little, you've been being careful, you have think fences, insurance, savings, organization, time management. If you've done all those really adult things, and you've got this lined up, and you are being a decent human being, it's not going to be anywhere near as bad as it could be. It'll be okay. Boss came through, wasn't happy, but nothing to complain about. Moving on. So it's energy. We're basically in a sea of energy, and these aspects and conjunctions and all of this, they affect the sea of energy we are in our own personal pond of energy. But if you're a good person and you're doing the right thing, there's nothing to break down. Okay. Valerie, thank you so much. Thanks for waiting through this energy so we don't have to. Thank you, Valerie. Thank you. It makes a huge difference. It really does. Sharon Rice says, oh, that's what it is. She's not adulting. She's acting. She's a childish bully. Sadistic, childish bully. Yeah. Fran says she's already shown us enough of her craziness. I know. But, yeah. Bye. Toodaloo. All right. Glenn had a question. And 29 minutes. I don't know exactly what this is about. 29. Alvin Bragg has realized that allowing Mark Pomeranz to testify before Jim Jordan's interference committee is a good thing. Will Pomeranz hurt Jordan's efforts to help Trump? Well, that's a point. So, for anyone who's in our last episode of As the Orange Turns, Donald Trump, you had Alvin Bragg, who inherited the investigation in Manhattan of the Orange Menace over here. Alvin Bragg is the district attorney in Manhattan, and he has a number of prosecutors working underneath him. Well, one of them was Pomeranz, And Pomeranz went to Bragg and said, I have this case to go after Donald Trump. It's all set up. It's set. Let's do it. And Bragg said, no. And who you talk to is what happened next. Bragg says, well, he wasn't ready, and da-da-da-da-da. And that, and Bragg talks like he had a plan all along. Well, then Alvin Bragg, bless you for being the first person to put Donald Trump under any kind of criminal charges, but that's not the mark of a good manager. So this longtime prosecutor and another prosecutor quit. They said, you are letting Trump just skate, and we're having none of it. So, and then so many months later, Bragg actually went forward with something. But by that point, Pomeranz had a book out saying his side of the story. So along comes Jim Jordan, the human air horn himself, who is head of the House Judicial Committee, I believe. Or is this? No, this is the special. He created a special committee about government interference, against government interference. And it doesn't matter. He's on a committee. He's the head of it. He's not having a whole lot of luck. Funny that. But he really wants Pomeranz to come and testify in front of his interference committee, which is really what it is. Because Jim Jordan, the human air horn, is trying to undermine Alvin Bragg now that Alvin Bragg has actually done something about Trump's criminality. And then Pomeranz said to human air horn Jim Jordan, go whistle. Read the book. I'm not coming to your stupid committee. Because he might have his beef with Bragg, but he has no intent. He does not want to go talk to Jordan. Who the heck would want to go talk to Jim Jordan? Ugh. The court, to the best of my ability, has said that he has to. Is that what's going on? I don't know if it's the court said he had to, or he just decided he had. I didn't think that was the case. That part I'm a little shaky on. But Alvin Bragg has realized allowing Mark Pomeranz to testify before Jim Jordan's interference committee is a good thing. Because will Pomeranz hurt Jordan's efforts to help Trump? Okay, did that make sense? Because Pomeranz, Jim Jordan will try to not let the Democrats ask questions as he normally tries to do. And he'll try to impugn the character of Alvin Bragg. But Pomeranz is going to make a point of bringing up the charges against Donald Trump. As in, my anger is he didn't do enough. And if Jim Jordan thinks he's going to control the situation enough that Pomeranz isn't going to say that, well, he might be as dumb as we think he is. Kevin Waggy says SDNY is going to have their attorneys present. Nothing will come of it. Mm-hmm. Ann says, why doesn't Bragg have to go? Jordan didn't have to go to the January 6th committee hearings. The reason Bragg doesn't have to go is separation of powers. But Pomeranz is not in that office anymore. And he came out with a book. So it's, well, you've talked about it publicly, so you can talk about it publicly here. Five of Cups. Oh, Jordan. You were so convinced if you were just loud and obnoxious enough, you could control the narrative and you could kick all those things down, and it's not going so well, is it? CC Ryder says Bragg filed a motion to block Jordan's subpoena of Pomeranz. Trump judge sided with Jordan. Bragg and the House Judiciary came to an agreement for Pomeranz to testify with attorneys with him. CC Ryder says not SDNY, New York DA's office. Different offices. Okay, thank you. Lucky Girl says, hello, Lucky Girl. As far as I know, Pomeranz can have his own lawyer there too to advise if he can answer or not. Committee. It's my card for committees. Everybody up here and then one person down here. Committee, High Priestess, Two of Swords, Nine of Swords, Two of Cups. I believe I would suggest the press be there. I would suggest the press definitely be there, because what Pomeranz will have to say will not look good for Trump. This committee, secrets, no higher wisdom, choices, legal choices. I said we should go after him. He was dragging his feet because blah, 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 blah. I'm reclaiming my time. You can reclaim whatever you want. But I had evidence of Trump's criminality. Bing. Partnership, Democrats. It's not going to go well for him. Lucky Girl says it's behind closed doors. Ha, ha, ha. It'll leak. It'll leak. Yeah. Oh, glorious. Oh, take the L, Jordan. Take the L. All right. 37:30. Diane had a question. 37:30. Diane had a question. Will the debt, the national debt, the U.S. national debt, be settled this week, or will we go into financial ruin? Okay. It's not an either of those two options. It's not an either or. My understanding is that it's mid-June when something has to be done, and that we're in the my brain's just going Federalist Society. No, not the Federalist Society. The Treasury, Fed, but they're not actually anyway. Whoever's controlling the money and the debt is basically playing a little three-card Monty, robbing Peter to pay Paul to keep things going. But they can really only do that till mid-June. So, someone else in the family is showing up. Wonder who this is. Dun, dun, dun. That would be my other brother-in-law. I told you we get people in and out of here. We get family in and out all the time. All right. So we have time. Will debt be settled? Will this debt situation be settled this week, where they will raise the debt ceiling? I wouldn't put money on it. Federal Reserve. Thank you, Trilliar. Thank you. What I keep getting for the debt ceiling is they'll raise it, but it'll be last minute. McCarthy isn't exactly a genius negotiator. Three of Swords. It'll get kind of scary, get kind of hairy there for a while. But he controls your dad, okay. I was helping before I came on. I'll be helping as soon as I go off. 10 of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles. Money, money, money. Ace of Cups. Queen of Swords. Magician. Ta-da! Raise the debt ceiling. Talking point, talking point, talking point. Oh, you should cut all these programs. This is a lovely fountain. Like the one in front of the White House. And Biden's there just... He saw what happened with when Obama was president. Which is, you can't... Look, you can listen to what these people who are trying to hold our financial future hostage, you can listen to what they say. But at the end of the day, if you give something up, they're going to hold the debt hostage every single time, and it's not workable. It's just not workable. This is hello, excuse me, you need to do something, and then this is ta-da, we're raising the debt ceiling. Crisis averted. That's what I get. Okay. Dun, dun, do, do, do. So, let's look at, there have been a couple of questions about Ukraine and Russia that have been carried over for a few days. So I'm going to have a look at these. Now this has been a few days, so I'm assuming this is still the case. Correct me if I'm wrong. At 41:45. 41:45. My man X 100. The Kremlin insiders claim that Putin had a nervous breakdown because of the new cancer medications. Does this make him more dangerous? Are they going to overthrow him now? Well, he hasn't exactly been Mr. Reasonable temperate person for a while. Yeah, Wheezy Squeeze Box. Do not negotiate with terrorists. It won't get you anywhere. Wheezy Squeeze Box says, Putin has nerves? Oh, he's got a lot of nerve. Okay. CC Ryder, yes, but will Democrats have to make the cuts the GOP is requesting to get the debt ceiling raised? I doubt it. It's a budget that already exists. It's already passed. Nope. Oh, good. I made sure I laugh. Good. All right. Putin. Did you have a breakdown? All right. I'm getting like hard to breathe. One of those things where you can hear somebody breathing. I don't know if that's the case with him. It's not good. It's not healthy. Trying to put him into like, okay, no. Are you in a healthy? It's like, no, it's just terrible energy down this side. Wow. Putin dynasty. Yeah, if you can stop people from killing you. Quite the dynasty. I mean, to keep your children hidden, basically. Well, mostly hidden. He has 2 daughters, but for a long time he kept some of that hidden, and he's kept tried to keep a lot of personal stuff hidden. Queen of Cups. 9 of Wands. King of Wands. Knight of Pentacles. This is a man in the middle of a war he is losing, and there's no major arcana here. He's in the middle of a war. There are atrocities going on. There's all this stuff. I wonder how much he's even running at this point. the West is helping Ukraine. This can also be medical, and he feels beaten up by that. But this also feels like Ukraine being supported by the West is hard on him too. So it's both personal and geopolitical. And the economy's in terrible shape. The next card on the deck is an even major arcana. It's a card of sleepless nights and... Hello, Seattle roller derby fan. Sorry. Dave says it's an apple fritter morning. Ooh, yum. Yeah. So what's going to happen to you, Putin? He's so paranoid. How would you get rid of somebody who's kept himself in a bunker? I mean, you can't. Anne says Putin does have loyalists that could be helping. Oh, definitely. Oh, Deb, I'm so sorry. He has the same cancer as me. He's toast. I'm sorry. Big hug. Bless. King of Cups. It's medical care. Chariot. Four of Cups. Knight of Cups. It's just medical care. More and more medical care while he tries to keep a facade up. This facade is about that thick of, Mother Russia empire. Yeah, nice facade. Medical care. The West. It's just... I'm not getting he's in the thick of the... It's like he thinks he knows more about what's going on than he does. Does that make sense? GM Dave says Putin is the main contributor for Bunker Life magazine. Yes. This week's special article is on Bunker Boy Trump. Okay, 48. Oh, Thread of Hope was asking the other day. 4750. 4750. When Putin is gone, will Russia fall into a military dictatorship or establish a true democratic government? Every time I've read on this, what I get is the immediate aftermath, the immediate after effect is something similar, but it's not as sustainable. They're not going to go straight from this into an actual fair democracy. They will someday. They will someday. There are a lot of Russian people who are very, 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 very good. Kind of like here in this country. Vast majority of people, decent people, just trying to get through the day. Honestly. Hanged Man. Page of Cups. Knight of Pentacles. Fool. Emperor. Three of Cups. Young people want a new way. They're the new leaders, they can't hold things together financially. They try to create another dictatorship mess, but ultimately, nope. Nope, nope, nope. Nope. But they'll go through that phase. But someday. Okay, all right. So I got those taken care of. So let's have a quick look at Smartmatic. I wanted to cover some of the things I didn't get to yesterday. So at 50, 30? Yeah, let's say 50, 30. Okay. Smartmatic is going after various people and entities. Dominion had their success, and now it's Smartmatic's turn, and they're asking for a lot more money. So we looked at some of those yesterday, but we have got 4 here because apparently Smartmatic is going after NewsMax. And imagine we know NewsMax doesn't have the same kind of deep pockets that Fox News has. So will they still be around? NewsMax, Sidney Powell, she of the, I don't care if you are important and asking me questions, you're going to have to wait for my answer until I've taken a swig of my Diet Dr. Pepper. Smartmatic versus Sidney Powell. Smartmatic versus Rudy Giuliani. I will be brief on that. Every time I read on him, it's like he's passed out on the floor. It's pathetic. It's sad. And Maria Bartiromo. All right. Smartmatic versus NewsMax. Oh, Smartmatic versus NewsMax. Seven of Cups. You told lies. That's what the cards are saying. Entertainment only YouTube. Entertainment only YouTube. Entertainment only YouTube. Okay. Hermit. 4 of Pentacles. 4 of Cups. Page of Wands. Ace of Wands. Now, remember that Dominion, now that they've dealt with Fox News, they're also going after some of these people too. And if they've already got stuff going, I mean, Smartmatic is going to benefit from the discovery that Dominion already made. That's been submitted to a court. So this is the kind of isolation that was created over the product losing money, people refusing to listen to reality. And they just kept acting and acting and acting and acting. And this just says do. I'm getting a not entirely, but I'm getting a little bit of a paint by numbers kind of effect of Smartmatic and Dominion for some of these things. Friend, how can I get a coffee mug like that, please? I am trying to set that up. Like I've been working on it for a couple of days. Actually, I'll let you know. But thank you. CC Ryder says Sean Spicer just quit Newsmax after contract disputes. $54. Sidney Powell. A woman whose voice can strip paint off the walls. Smartmatic versus Sidney Powell. Who's going to win? I'm sorry to hear that, Shockwave. Smartmatic versus Sidney Powell. Oh. Does she still have her license? Her law license? I collect coffee mugs. Thank you. Oh, thank you, friend. Hanged Man. Positive card for the reading would be stringing her up by her heels. Metaphorically. Lady Eva says, I'm originally from Texas. I hope I do not talk like her. No. The way she talks has nothing to do with being from Texas. The way she talks is being mean. Selfish and mean. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you look like or what you do on the outside, or how you present yourself. If you're ugly on the inside, you're going to be ugly. So, 3 of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, 10 of Pentacles, 4 of Cups, Page of Swords. She's gonna try to bully. This is her just. Oh, thank you, Anne. I love how doing the readings for these different people. I'm getting different answers. I know what I'm getting here is she rejects your reality and she's going to say her own. I don't care what you say. There was a plan. They have reason to say, no, this is not true, and you knew that. Nope. If they pass judgment against her, I'm not getting her admitting that anything was wrong, or nope. Nope. It's sad. It's sad reading on people who they're delusional like this because they can't face reality. It also means they can't deal with reality. They can't affect real change in the world because they're in cloud cuckoo land. Well, in this case, cloud self-centered land. Deba says she was snippy during her questioning. I think that's an excellent description of her. She's very grating and snippy. And the Emperor. Nine of Wands, 6 of Pentacles, Chariot. Honestly, this feels like it's just dragging her along. This is the whole Dominion Smartmatic series of trials or whatever. It feels like it's just dragging. It's just dragging her along. That was interesting. Okay. All right, Rudy, who's got some black coffee? I'm reading on if I'm reading on Rudy Giuliani, we have to give him some spiritual black coffee because he's on the floor, on his face. No, I'm up. No, you're not. You're on the floor. Like metaphorically. Smartmatic versus Rudy Giuliani. Let's just say, all the puzzle pieces are not there. For the case, yes. For him personally. Oh, feeling all beaten up. 5 of Swords, 4 of Swords, 6 of his in absolute insistence that he's in the right. It doesn't have the same conviction that Sidney Powell's does. And he's been humiliated by Trump. He's been talked down to by Trump. He's been abused by Trump. Hello. And been faithful and just sunk deeper and deeper into a bottle and whatnot. Smartmatic. I'm getting blood from his stone. I wonder if he has any money left. Oh boy. Okay. And Smartmatic versus Maria Bartiromo. Embarrassment. The woman is an embarrassment. At 1 hour 15 seconds, Smartmatic versus Maria Bartiromo. She may not have been, last I heard, she hadn't been actually fired yet, but Entertainment Only YouTube, I'm getting her looking for a job. Talking to all kinds of people about trying to get a job. Why do I suddenly have Sheila E.'s The Glamorous Life going through my head? I mean, it's a good song. Sheila E.'s very talented, but where did that come from? I think it's Maria Bartiromo. She's been on camera for so long. She was one of the original Money Honeys. Without love, it ain't much. Nine of Cups. Ace of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles. High Priestess. Two of Swords, Hierophant. Well, she's more likely to try to settle something. It's like, okay, look, I have this much money. There are a couple of these people I've read on where they're cognizant enough that I'm not saying they want to admit that they've done anything wrong, but they're definitely like, look, this is how much money I have. And so what do you want? And I don't have to admit anything. We keep a lot of the details secret. I want a settlement, like we'll do a settlement deal or something arbitration. I don't know. But and then I go on. And I don't know that Smartmatic's going to be keen on that idea. Gina says Maria she's married to a billionaire. Well, I think she wants to. She wants to keep working, and she wants to stay in high finance and still be a star. And yeah, Janelle, Maria wanted the audience. She was desperate. Yeah. Janelle Espinosa, yes. You're kind of a liability to Fox right now. Knight of Swords. Judgment. Seven of Cups. Nine of Wands. Eight of Swords. This is, yeah, she's hemmed in. Aggressive law enforcement. Big judgment against all of these people about lying. They're feeling beaten up about the fact they lied, and then being hemmed in drastically. Legally hemmed in on what they can do and what they have to do. So that's all I'm getting. It's more business. It's more like a business transaction than the others. That's what it feels like. No. What? Oh, okay. We just goes off to something else. Hang on. Hang on. There was something else. There was something that came up in the chat. Hang on one second. CC Ryder was saying if Fox fire Maria and Piero, it will look like an admission of guilt to viewers. And Fox is trying to spin the Dominion settlement, an upcoming Smartmatic trial. Optics would look terrible. But There's one fly in the ointment, and that is the shareholders who are suing. Fox may have to do something to show they're taking this seriously. That's the thing. People like this, they take their companies public so they can make lots of money, and then they are beholden to shareholders and shareholder value. And they actively screwed up for ratings, and that's not good enough. You have to have a certain amount of integrity. So it's but we'll see. We'll see. Okay. Well, it is 1:20 p.m. here in Chicago. I got through all of your questions for today, but put your questions in the chat tomorrow before I come on. I love going through the news with you. And thank you so much for your kindness to each other and kindness to me. Thank you. All right. At 3:00, I'll be over on the Creative Sprints channel. Bring your creative projects, any kind, knitting, writing, what have you. We just make progress every day. Sarah's off again today, but Lynette was kind enough to come on yesterday. So she'll be on, she said she'd be on again today. We'll see. But I'll definitely be there. I'm there every day. All right. Hang in there. You are not alone. We are in this together. And there are good days ahead. There are. Seriously. All right. Take care. I'll see you right back here tomorrow.